Hi everyone, my name is Adriana R. King, head literary expert and story consultant at fantasticliteraryservices.com. Contrary to how some might use it, exposition is not a dirty word. It simply means to provide information. One could argue that all of story is exposition. The difference in how we show or tell this information is in how we present it. There are three ways to provide exposition: description, dialogue, and action. Description gives us the power to imprint an image of a setting, character, animal, or object into our readers' imaginations through the use of vivid sensory language as well as other literary devices. Anytime a writer spends describing something like the texture of an orange, the sound of someone in pain, or the colors of a toucan, this is description. This is where we often find context and mood. If I am writing a fantasy novel but I don't take the time to describe the magical realm I have set my characters in, I am essentially leaving my readers blind and senseless. But if I started the book something like, "The leaves of the ancient albino tree shook in the wind as the great beast flew overhead, its massive wings beating the air into submission. Lai sat with his legs crossed and his eyes closed as he listened to the shrill echoes of the blue dung beetles calling out to their mates from distant treetops. Except for the rising and falling of his chest, Lai remained completely motionless, almost as if asleep. But when the great beast landed before him, its red scales gleaming in the sunlight and its beady black eyes glinting maliciously, Lai opened his eyes. We don't know what is going to happen next. Perhaps they will engage in an epic battle. Or maybe the writer will relieve the tension quickly by having Lai smile at the dragon and greet him as a friend. But the action is not what hooks readers. Rather, it is these moments of description that provide us with the necessary clues we need to visualize ourselves in the scene with the character. Dialogue allows our characters' voices to be heard. Whenever a character asks their friend, "What are you doing this weekend?" screams, "I hate you!" at their mother, or whispers, "Follow me," you are writing dialogue. Through dialogue, we discover our characters' voices. We learn if they are sarcastic, witty, dull, jovial, monotonous, or peppy. While many writers use this as a way to tell their readers about plot elements that we haven't seen, or about other characters with lines like, "You remember when we walked to the grocery store?" or "She's a real jerk." But these are not the best ways to use dialogue. If the journey to the grocery store is crucial to the plot, then why not show them walk to the grocery store? If a character is a jerk, why not show her pushing another student to the ground? No, the true value of dialogue is establishing a character's voice and personality and to build character relationships. If you have a character who responds to all figures of speech literally, that establishes a unique, lovable, and often humorous voice. If another character assigns nicknames to everyone they meet, this allows you to see how they view those people as well as what their relationship with them is like. This is where dialogue really shines. Finally, action drives the story's plot forward. When a character walks along a boardwalk, carves a Christmas ham, murders their neighbor, flies to the moon, these are all actions. Action keeps things exciting and keeps your readers engaged. That doesn't mean that every scene needs an explosion. A good writer can create as much tension and excitement in a scene with two people preparing dinner as a scene with lots of guns and violence. Imagine for a moment that a writer first spends an entire paragraph describing a butcher's knife. Then we hear someone quietly say, I don't want to do this." A gruffer voice responds, "You have no choice." We see a young boy pick up the knife, but he holds it awkwardly, as though he's never held a knife before. His father grunts. Perhaps it is approval, or perhaps disgust. The boy doesn't know. He moves to the cutting board, his hand shaking. He grabs the onion and slowly lowers the knife toward it. The sharp edge of the butcher's knife gleams wickedly back at him. One wrong move on that round object, and he could slice off his own fingers. What happens next? The need to know what happens next. That is where the tension in a story comes from. When you combine the three methods of exposition, you create a beautifully engaging scene that has readers fervently turning pages. The description of the knife sets a dark mood. The small voice wishing he didn't have to do this tells you about the character, and the action of the boy's small hand shaking as it holds such a large knife drives the story forward. When these elements work together, it creates a scene so real and vivid that it allows readers to escape into the book. What are some of your favorite examples of exposition? It could be description, dialogue, action, or some combination. Share them with me in the comments below.